Have you ever found yourself pondering what the Earth might look like in the future? What role will fossil fuels play in that vision? Today we delve into the recent landmark agreement made at the Cop28 Climate Summit that could shape the answers to these questions. In a world increasingly aware of the perils of climate change, nearly 200 countries have come together in agreement. This deal, the focal point of the Cop28 Climate Summit, calls for a significant shift in our global energy systems. The transition away from fossil fuels and towards renewable energy is at the heart of this agreement, a move seen by many as a necessary step in combating the escalating climate crisis. However, the agreement, while groundbreaking, has not escaped critique. Critics point out that the deal lacks an explicit commitment to phase out or phase down fossil fuels. This omission, they argue, leaves room for ambiguity and potential backtracking in the future. Yet the ambition of this agreement is clear. The target? Achieving net zero emissions by the year 2050. A lofty goal indeed, but the agreement doesn't stop there. It also calls for a tripling of global renewable energy capacity within the next 7 years by 2030. But how do we finance this monumental shift? This is another point of contention critics have with the agreement. They argue it lacks a clear path for financing the transition in developing countries, which could potentially hinder the global effort to move away from fossil fuels. Despite these criticisms, many see the inclusion of language on fossil fuels in the agreement as a significant step forward. Yes, the road ahead is long and fraught with challenges, but this agreement, critics say, is a clear signal of the global consensus on the urgent need to transition away from fossil fuels. So, what does this all mean for the future of our planet? The potential impact of this agreement is vast. It sets the stage for a global shift in energy production, consumption, and policy. It signals a collective recognition of the urgent need to curb greenhouse gas emissions and move towards a more sustainable future. As we look towards that future, it's clear that the role of fossil fuels is changing. The question remains, can we as a global community rise to the challenge and make the necessary changes in time? Today's agreement is a step in the right direction. The world watches and waits as the clock ticks on the future of our planet.